All right, well, thank you for joining me on this live stream. It is my hope that as we spend this time together, that it will be a source of inspiration to you. It will help you to fight through your challenges and your struggles. And one of the questions that I have up front that I want to ask you are what are some of the reasons that people are afraid to ask questions that they have, questions that are burning in their hearts, questions that they struggle with. Sometimes they don't want to ask a question because they don't have confidence in people around them, and sometimes they are afraid because they may have been disappointed, have been let down by asking questions that are personal. Sometimes they trusted people and they have opened up and talked to them, and then only to find out that later on that it end up not being in their favor. And so people are sometimes afraid to talk. But my question is, what if you find a safe place where you could actually ask your questions and be comfortable, that you would not be judged or labeled or slighted, but somebody who cares would take the time to listen and listen carefully and try to answer those questions that are burning. And believe me, there are many, many questions that we all have. And I have seen it. I've been in ministry for almost 40 years. I've pastored 5 churches up to this date, and so I've seen it all. I've heard it all, and I've come to know that people sometimes are a little bit reluctant to talk because they have been disappointed, because they haven't been able to trust people. They have been let down before. I'm not going to pat myself on the back and try to, make myself better than anybody else, but I can guarantee you that over all of these almost 40 years of ministry, you can track back all of the churches that I have pastored, there's not one person who can say that they have been disappointed because they have confided in me something that was very personal or otherwise, and it has been, made public. Never happened. As a matter of fact, I could tell you even more than that. As much as my wife and I have a pretty good relationship, and we have been in ministry together for all 42 years of our marriage, she could tell you, and I could tell you that I've never even shared with my wife, as close as we are, something that is personal for somebody who did not say share it with her. As a matter of fact, to be even more frank, sometimes people speak to me and wanted me to share with her, and sometimes when they see her, they're talking to her as if they were sure that she knew, only to find out that I did not share with her, and it's vice versa because she does the same thing. So we have that level of ministry of confidentiality that we have established, and so we've lived with that credibility, and for many years I've pondered in my heart. Many years I thought, that I could open up a ministry, that I could say, okay, ask pastor this question, and because I know based on just casual conversation, sometimes I realize that there are a lot of people who have things that are really burdening, heavy on their hearts. Some people are holding things for a long time that they have not opened up, and it becomes a burden to some people. And I realize that. And I have thought of doing this Ask Pastor ministry for many years back. And I sometimes a little bit procrastinating and haven't done it, but recently it came back, and as a matter of fact, as I continue to try to reach people in different ways, try to reach people, try to start ministries that I think would be a beneficiary to people, I have not gotten the same level of responses to that. And so I pondered and contemplated whether or not I should really do this Ask Pastor ministry, because confidentiality is important. As a matter of fact, I just did a flyer recently and I sent it out to a few people about Ask Past, and some of the reasons people don't ask questions, and why asking, communicating with me would be a safe place. And somebody responded to me immediately and said to me, every single reason on that flyer you sent out are reasons why I have not asked questions, the very same reasons. So that gave me answer immediately as it went out. So I know there are many, many people who have a lot of answers, a lot of questions actually, and the questions vary. Didn't have to be on a specific thing. It could be relational, marital issues, could be family issues, children issues, Christian, social, whatever it may be, emotional, spiritual, intellectual, if it's had to do with Bible or just real life. There are so many that are under pressure, relationships that are broken, lives that are on the edge. I have been able, by the help of God, to save a number of people's lives, marriages included. And I believe that God has placed this ministry in my heart. And I think it comes to the time now when I'm supposed to go public with it. And as I was saying to you, it came to life again recently, just a couple of weeks ago, that I spoke to a brother who found himself in a very uh, uncomfortable situation, something that he didn't expect to happen, but he found himself. It happened to him, and he decided to talk to me. He decided to talk to me, and after he sat down and have the conversation with me, and wasn't being judged, wasn't being labeled, but was guided and counseled and helped to make steps going forward. He actually said to me, why don't you do a ministry like this that people could actually ask you questions or talk to you? Because he said, why don't you create a platform where people be comfortable to come and talk to you? Because he said there are so many people with so many questions, but people are afraid to talk to people for various reasons. And so here I am today on my website, obeckford.com, obeckford.us, obeckford.org.net. Anywhere you check on it, you'll find a page on that website that's called Ask Pastor. And and if you ask me any questions, I could guarantee you, you can submit your questions. You can email me those questions from the contact page, and it doesn't matter what questions those are. I promise you, with God's help, and where my heart is, and my concern for those who are hurting, and my concern for those who I'm aware of, who have things that are they're burdened down with, but they are afraid to talk because the reasons I gave before. They don't know who to talk to. Sometimes the people who are around them, they don't want to. Some people who even go to church don't want to talk to people that are in their church, or even, God forbid, their leaders, because they have a history of telling people's story, whether succinctly or just openly, blatantly. Um, Never happened. Some people preach people's story from the platform. Never happened in my 40 plus years of ministry. Never happened. And so I believe that in this moment, God is given an opening for somebody who is struggling with something, somebody who has been burdened for years and have not spoken to anybody, and don't know who to talk to. I want to provide for you a safe place where you can be heard, can be helped, can be counseled or guided, or referred to sources that would be of help to you. So I want to encourage you to make good of that opportunity. You can go to my website, obeckford.com, and I'm gonna just go to the website and show you a couple of things that can happen on this website, ORB Ministry. My ministry, as it says in my title, it is there to help people, whether it is spiritual, social, emotional, relational. I just want to be a source of help. And if I could help somebody as I pass along, the song says clearly, then my living will not be in vain. And it just might be a good reason why you are listening or watching, and why you just happen to run into this video live stream, because maybe you're at the point where God just ready to help you to find answers to your questions. I am not going to pretend that I have up front on the top of my lip answers to every question that are being asked and maybe asked, but I can guarantee you, Any question that you can ask, there are answers to your questions. They might not be exactly what you hope they might be, or they might not come as quick as you might want them, but I promise you there are answers to your questions, because we are all real people. So I want to go to my website and show you a couple of things on my website, because it is an interesting website. I'm going to show you a few things there that you can actually become part of, or you can find help as you go along, and you can respond to my questions. So let me go to my website, and I'm going to find something. I'm going to share my screen and show you a couple of things that I believe will be of help to you. Okay, so let's go and share my screen with you. All right, I want to go to my website. I don't want to go to this website. Let me go to my website and go where I want to share my screen. All right, with you. That's not where I want to go. Let me go someplace else. Let me share this screen. I want to share my screen with you. Hang in there, my friends. I just believe that this is going to be of help to you. All right, so let me share this screen with you right here. All right, and hopefully it will benefit you. All right, if I could find my screen. Okay, if I could get to that screen and share it. This is the screen I want to share. Oh, why are you doing that? Okay. I don't know if you can see that screen. Let me go back to this. Okay. Share the screen. Oh, I'm not sure what is this giving me a hard time here. Okay. I don't know if you can see this screen. I don't know if you can see this screen, but it is obeckford.com, obeckford.net. Oh my goodness. Am I missing something here? In the meanwhile, my friends, I just want to remind you, if we can go to my website, obeckford.com. That's not where I want to go. Somehow this is kind of pushing me hard here. All right. Seems like I'm not picking up on the screen. Maybe I'm gonna have to come back and do my screen, and I'm gonna have to come back and do my screen. But if you go to obeckford.com.net.us and you go to where it says Ask Pastor, you'll see a link there that says Ask Pastor. You can submit a question right there on that website that says Ask Pastor. I'm going to come back another time, and I'm going to go right through the whole website and show everybody how there's something interesting on my website also that is called Thoughts. If you look on my website, obeckford.com, obeckford.net.us, you'll find a section that says Thoughts, one page that says Thoughts. Here's something interesting on that page. You can actually, if you use your phone or your laptop, you can actually press your finger on one of those thoughts, and you could simply just share it with somebody. If you're inspired by it, you could just do that and share it with somebody. All right. But I'd love to hear from you. I believe God is using this moment to speak to your heart, and want to use it to help you as you struggle through and as you face your challenges. All right. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. And if you have something that you would like to have a discussion, and also on my website, there is a blog, there is a forum on my website that you can actually see lessons or thoughts that are already on the website in my forum. You can register and get an account, and set your name and your email and just click on that you're not a robot, and do a verification, and that will allow you to send me an email or to add something, a question or a topic that you'd like to have for discussion. I'm a little disappointed I didn't get, but I'm going to come back maybe later on. If I get out of here and I get back, I'll come back and do my website. I want to really share that with you. And if I don't do it today, I'll do that tomorrow. But I'll come back and share my website with you and take you step by step that you can see what is happening on that website and how you can find help and how you can communicate with me. It is my prayer as you look into your heart and as you value. I just want you to remind you again, find it within you to find a safe place. And my question is that question or those questions that you have been burning with for a long time. What if you find a safe place that you can actually be open and honest and know you would never be judged or labeled, or you would never be disappointed that somebody knows or hears about your story. It will never happen. So I'm looking forward to hearing from you. You can go to my website, obekford.com, and on that Ask Pastor page, send me the question that's burning on your heart. I'd like to journey with you a little bit. I'd like to hold your hand a little bit. I'd like to walk with you a little bit in the dark places or in the curious places or in the anxious places of your life. It may be that you're just challenged, threatened, fearful, worried. You may have struggled, even if it's your salvation. You may have been disappointed. You may have disappointed others. You may have disappointed yourself. What about people who have not even forgiven themselves? And that's a big issue that we can have a conversation on, because there are some people who have fallen into sin or have done things or gone the wrong path and have truly repented. And some people wonder whether or not God would even forgive them. Some people have prayed and they wonder if God heard. And based on their environment and how they're being judged or labeled or pushed back against or being isolated or stuff like that, some people feel unwanted. And sometimes when God has forgiven you, sometimes you have not forgiven yourself. These are things that we can talk about. So how about let's begin to talk about some of those things that are maybe burning to you. Let's talk about it. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. So until I hear from you, may God bless you. I want to journey with you, pray with you, encourage you, hopefully help you to find answers to your questions. I'm looking forward to that next time. And by the way, if you haven't checked out my YouTube channel, I encourage you to go to youtube.com and look for ORB Ministries, and you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. Share it, like it, hit the bell when you find it. Hit the bell so you can be notified when I do something new, because they are inspiring thoughts that I will put on my YouTube channel. Also, I have a podcast that is called Grace Without Borders. I'm going to have a lot more to talk about that as we go along. But until then, I look forward to hearing from you. May God bless you and may He inspire your heart as we work together in these last days, preparing for the Lord's return, building kingdom. And as the Apostle Paul says, encourage each other with the word of God, or just be a friend there to help somebody who need a shoulder to lean on, or give a helping hand to somebody who needs it, or give a guiding, a guiding thought to help somebody. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. God bless you. Until then, blessings and best wishes. I'm going to come back sometime soon with my website to make sure I have it up, because I want to really take you through it step by step and see what's available, because we can do Zoom counseling, we can do Skype counseling, we can do messenger counseling, we can do WhatsApp counseling. I mean, these days technology and virtual connection has opened the door for us to do ministry in a different way, and we can reach people everywhere. So if you'd like to have just a text communication by email or by whatever, or you want to really have a face-to-face conversation, That's all possible. And I'd be more than happy to spend some time with you as you journey out of where you are and get answers to your questions and find hope in despair. God bless you. I'll see you later.